Hello and welcome to another episode of SIAM Speaks. Today we have a very esteemed guest today with us, Mr. Abhijeet Sen Gupta, who is the Senior Director and Head of Business Southeast Asia and India at HAIR Technologies. So a very warm welcome, Abhijeet, and thanks for taking out time and sharing your vast and rich insights with us. So I'll be asking a couple of questions for you related to the overall electrification in India and how HAIR Technologies can leverage its ecosystem-wide understanding and help the country achieve the target faster. So my first question to you, Abhijeet, is that as vehicles are becoming more and more connected, from a safety perspective and also from a consumer behavior perspective, the need for location-based services and advanced location-based services is increasing day by day. So what, according to you, are these some of the new advanced solutions that you're working on, and how they can help in making the vehicles more connected, safer, and also help the electrification journey in India?
Thanks for having me, Yogesh. I think it's an exciting times, and these topics are extremely relevant for the overall experience for a rider or somebody is buying a car or driving a car. The trend what we're seeing is a rapid electrification. There are multiple OEMs who are having models which are electric vehicles. Then also what we are seeing is new OEMs are also coming to the space. What it's doing is disrupting. It's disrupting in many ways. Now, when the disruption happens, the biggest challenge in the disruption is the change management. Then when people go through change, the buyers go through the change, the OEMs go through the change. What is important is that how that hand-holding should happen when a buyer is buying his first vehicle as electric vehicle or upgrading from a ICE to an EV. So there are lots of questions come to their mind. The first question or the first doubt or the first anxiety is the range anxiety.
Exactly.
That's the starting point. Then you mentioned about safety. Safety also very, very critical. So there are the vehicles needs to be more safe, even if it's electric vehicle. It really is as important as for ICE. Another interesting point is all the electric vehicles are connected vehicles.
Yes.
Not all connected vehicles are electric vehicles, but all electric vehicles
Are
are
connected.
connected vehicles. Therefore, from a buyer perspective, there are multiple opportunities for OEM to give to enhance the experience. Now, how location technology plays a role? End of the day, a car will move a person or some goods or services from point A to point B.
Right.
So it's a movement of goods and services. That's the mobility does. So an electric vehicle, when it moves someone from point A to point B, it's very important that that journey is comfortable. There should not be any anxiety. And when I see these vehicles are not only cars. These are three-wheelers, these are minivans, these are two-wheelers. So the experience has to be as seamless as possible. So location technology plays a very, very significant role. I give you a bit of a context because then when I talk about how we handle the range anxiety. So for example, we have a product called charge-aware routing.
Okay.
So what the charge-aware routing does is when the routing happens, when you've chosen or someone has chosen a point A1 to point B, the routing engine will be aware where are the charge points, what are the charging stations, are they available, so that the journey is seamless. Also, we provide services which are, for the software-defined vehicle, which is very end-to-end software-defined. So these are some areas where we're working. Advanced side of things, we are working on the ADAS, Advanced Driver Assistance System, which is to make the journey more safer.
Of course.
Charge-aware routing, electrification, all the software services, and ADAS. So these are the areas where we're working on the connected vehicle and the electric vehicle.
Perfect. My next question is kind of a follow-up and an extension of what we discussed in the first question. So whenever we talk about location-based services, tracking and tracing, one very obvious use case is for vehicle fleets, because downtime is the biggest enemy of commercial vehicles. And so what type of data-driven analytics solutions is HAIR Technologies deploying to increase the customer experience, particularly when it comes to the fleet users?
It's a very complex problem. The routing is a very complex problem. And especially for a fleet company, it's all money.
Right.
So there's not only the delivery gets impacted, the drivers get impacted, there is a money which get wasted or potentially wasted. And this is a very complex problem to solve because there are so many factors would decide efficient routing. These factors include, and these are all data which requires to solve this problem. The distance from point A to point B, what's the speed, the traffic condition, weather condition, even conditions like if there are restrictions. So for fleet companies, they have to work in an environment of lots of restrictions. Certain vehicles cannot go into a certain city areas if they are over certain sizes. So these are at kind of a complex set of variables we work with, and we provide fleet optimization solution. For the fleet companies, then they can be more comfortable when they choose a vehicle types. The data side also we factor if there's an EV. So then we bring the charge point and charging stations as well. Traffic condition is a very, very critical part. Toll is one. So all the variables which then come as data points as an input for the fleet optimization. And the machine learning or the algorithm will then churn out the optimized set of routing. For delivery use case, what happens is these are one to many or many to many kind of delivery. So for example, there's a distribution center. From there, it will go to multiple delivery points. So those are kind of it's a computing and mathematical problem as well. That's why we need these data points to solve that. So that's what we are doing right now, and we have products to handle those problems.
Great, perfect. I think that's a very good example of how daily and regular data can be compiled and analyzed to help the end users unlock more value from whatever they were doing in a traditional way. So thank you so much, Abhijeet, for your time. Those were some wonderful insights, and it was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me, Yogesh. Thank you.
Thank you.